Cut out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Well, hey everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. We're off to the races. Well, we're off to the moon, the Loon-acy, folks, and there is no end to this lunacy. It is so frustrating. It is maddening to the logical, reasonable, intelligent mind what is going on. How can the world not see this? I think they do. I think that we've got a cast of characters in governments around the world being filmed by a cast of mainstream media around the world, all pretending they're actors. They're actors, folks. They're actors and actresses, just like Voldemort Zelensky, pretending, right, and saying the most asinine, stupid shit. And the rest of them just eat it up. They're like, oh, great performance. We're going to buy that. As an example, right, they're supposed to be having a G20 foreign ministers meeting in Bali, Indonesia. And rather than talking about problems and fixing them, the crowd of bureaucrats just broke into a bunch of anti-angry Russia BS. And Sergei Lavrov of Russia just walked out. He's basically like, well, if you guys don't want to act like adults and actually fix things, then I'm out of here. And he left the meeting. It's a bunch of virtue signaling, lunacy, and stupidity. And the terrible part is they all believe their own shit. And it doesn't end there. That's not what this is about. The lunacy extends across the spectrum of everything that's happening in politics and around the world. Now, several days ago, there was discussion about, well, there was a Russian ship was captured by Turkey, and it was full of stolen grain from Ukraine. And I thought, you know, what a bunch of crap. What is this? Well, it turns out, folks, that Turkey says, well, that's Russian grain, I guess, and they let it sail through Turkey and out into the Mediterranean. And so Ukraine is furious, supposedly, for allowing this passage. Well, guess what, Ukraine? You aren't even really a country at this point. The grain that was taken, right, is being sold. I mean, it's infuriating to know that Ukraine is not allowing grain to leave its ports. It won't demine its ports. It's denying the world grain. Yet Russia is shipping the grain out, and we can't have that. Oh, we can't have that. Nothing is allowed to leave Ukraine under Zelensky unless he gets his money, unless he gets his payoff. It's maddening what is going on, folks. Maddening what is going on. There's no end to this lunacy. This smells so much like World War I. It is beyond imagination. And to top it off, this morning we had a former Prime Minister, Abe Shinzo of Japan, was assassinated, apparently with a homemade firearm type weapon. In Japan, firearms, guns are completely prohibited. Yet some lunatic managed to find something and get it to work well enough to kill the former prime minister. You know, Japan seemingly has nothing to do with world affairs to the extent that this could cause World War III. But you would think that the Archduke Francis Ferdinand of Nowhereville in World War or prior to World War I wouldn't have been enough to start a war. Right now, I don't think this was the Black Hand. I don't think that, you know, that information is strong enough to support that, you know, Abe was assassinated by anyone other than a lunatic. But when you look into assassinations, typically they are lunatics controlled or just a patsy put forward. Right? Patsies are used, these complete idiots that have lost their minds, you know, like the idiot in Highland Park, complete idiot. James, the moron in the Aurora shooting, complete idiot. Every one of these, idiots out here is just a fall guy. I mean, they commit a horrible crime, yeah, but they're a fall guy. And it plays out again and again and again and again and again. These mass murderers and these assassins. It plays out again and again as these diplomats and government officials claim the other side is breaking the rules. I mean, how many times did we hear Russia is using weapons of mass destruction? Chemical weapons, biological weapons. Oh, they're going to use nuclear weapons. We hear the same claims there as we hear in Syria, as we heard in Iraq, as we heard in Afghanistan. Oh my God, the bad guys are using illegal weapons. This is illegal. We can't have that. It's the same thing. There's no end to this lunacy. They don't ever stop. It's like that's all they've got. And boy, will they play it. They're trying to start World War III. They're trying to. They're absolutely destroying the economy in Europe and the United States of America, our country. They're destroying our food supply. And they're squabbling over a ship full of grain because a Russian ship is carrying it. Oh, you mean Russian ships aren't allowed to carry cargo now? Well, of course not. No, we hate them. No, it's beyond, folks. The big question for you is, are you prepared? Do you have food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense and a plan? Do you know what's going on? Right? They're going to keep doing this. And eventually there's going to be a very nasty situation here in the United States. It's going to make what's going on in Russia just look stupid. It's like, who cares about that? We got some problems here. We have those problems here. And it's already here, folks. And let me tell you who's doing something about it. Governor Abbott in Texas. And it's about time. And I want him to do even more, right? Governor Abbott has authorized the Texas National Guard, state troopers, to arrest illegal aliens and return them to the border. Send them back. It's about time. We have an invasion going on here. Our country is completely screwed up. It's time to do more at home. Ukraine, you can worry about yourself. You made that bed, you lie in it. Right? You want, to me, it makes sense. Russia's your neighbor. You better learn to be friends with them. Right? Or build a wall or both or whatever. It's just unbelievable, folks. We need to do more here. Right? I thought it was kind of funny when they sent illegals to Washington, D.C. and Delaware. I think it probably makes more sense just to send them back to the border. How about energy in Texas, Governor Abbott? How about you just start drilling for more oil? You don't need federal permits. You just tell the federal government it's a state of emergency and you're doing what is needed. It's crazy, folks. It's absolutely crazy. They're so worried about the climate. It's climate change that isn't going to be here for what, 30 years, 100 years? They can't even come up with that story and get it straight. But we're supposed to worry there's a climate emergency coming. Well, if the rest of the country burns wood and every stick and just every bush, every branch out of every tree in order to stay warm this winter, how is that going to be good for air quality? I mean, it's frustrating because this idea, right, of stepping over a dollar to pick up a dime. They're And I think they're doing that on purpose to frustrate us, to make us mad. Yeah, we're really being led by a bunch of children, folks. We're being led by a bunch of children. It is time to stand up, America. It's time to stand up and start demanding and I mean really demanding, this country be fixed. We have an election coming up in November that is the most important election from this point moving forward. We have to get Congress back, period. I know it looks really good for it. I understand that. I know the Democrats are a bunch of lying, cheating scum, and they'll do everything they can. And they've said they will. But we need to take their power from them. They are a bunch of sick, sick people. I mean, I'll give you one last example of this administration and what Democrats are about. The Army now has mandatory training requiring soldiers to shower with transgender people of the opposite sex, and going to tell them what they're supposed to be seeing when they see something that they're not supposed to be seeing, and how they have to address people. I thought the Army's job was to go and destroy the enemy. No, now it's how to shower with people who claim to be another gender when they don't have the right genitals. That is our Army, folks. Morale is going to be destroyed. A demoralized Army will be destroyed on the battlefield. I would not like to be mandated to take a shower with anyone. Right? Army, military. You're supposed to be uniform. You're in a uniform. You behave uniformly. You are trained uniformly so you can be uniformly utilized in the event of a war. Uniform. If you've got half of your platoon doing the weenie tuck, that is not uniform. It's unbelievable, folks. It's shameful. It's disgusting. And they think it's fucking cute. There's going to be hell to pay for this. It's called SHTF, and it's coming Mad Max style. I hope you're prepared for it, folks. Won't be everywhere. It'll just be some places. But those some places are going to be nasty. Very nasty, and it's coming. And for a lot of people, it couldn't come too soon. A lot of people want to fix this the old-fashioned way. They're tired of arguing. They're tired of talking. They're tired of trying to work this out with some unintelligent people. So it looks like, as always, right? Wars start with words and they end with bullets. I think it's coming. I'm not promoting it, inciting it, or wanting it. I just see it happening. I see it happening. These people want to destroy America, and we don't want them to destroy our America. And here we are, folks. Just a few years ago, it was all we want is the same-sex marriage. All we want is to be accepted. We're not crazy and we're not sick in the head. No, we don't have mental illness. And now look what we have. Look at where we're at. There's no end to this lunacy from the left, folks. They will keep pushing more and more. They're like, oh, the world's going to accept that. The people of the United States are willing to accept that. Well, let's give them some more then. And we're just going to push reality so far off to one side that it just falls right off the table. It is incredible how far they have taken this country down the road to lunacy. Thank you for supporting me. Wake others up. This is not normal. None of this is normal. We're descending into a state of madness in this world, folks, where lies, where lies are believed. These people are the lovers of lies. All right, I'll be back for the Friday free-for-all. Feeling pretty good today, feeling pretty normal today. I'll see you then. Chance favors the prepared mind. Folks, there's no end to this lunacy, so get prepared. Semper Fi, and God bless America.